Is it just me or do I look like I'm wearing a diaper? I don't think these were the most flattering shorts for today. I like to think I'm a tall lady. Maybe I am. I come in at 5'8", just slightly over 5'8". It's like 5'8 and a quarter. So a lot of times I feel like the e-bikes I get sent don't quite fit my height, even though they say they do. But I love it when they send me something with huge wheels like this and a decent size frame. So this is the Andsky Apex 50, and it's supposed to fit riders 5'7" all the way to 6'5". This is how I have it set up for filming. I do like to keep my seat lower than I normally would if I wasn't filming, just because it's easier to get on and off the bike, which I have to do a lot for these videos. However, if I was just riding, I would have the seat higher to the point where just my tippy toes are touching the ground. It's just easier on my knees when my leg can fully straighten out. This was my tippy toe height. But let's see how much more is left on this tube. Oh yeah, there's still quite a bit left. The max speed on this is supposed to be 35 miles an hour, so let's see what it really is. I'm gonna put it on pedal assist 5 and just take it full throttle. The website does say it goes up to 35 miles an hour, but I'm looking at the manual and it says it goes up to 30 miles an hour. Now on the website, they do have two different versions listed. The difference is in the battery. The one I have is a 48 volt, but they also offer a 52 volt, and both of them are 25 ampere hour. I think I'm gonna speed up the video here a little bit so we don't get bored. Did you see that I was keeping up with the cars? I got it to 32 miles an hour. The Apex 50 is equipped with 2 motors, one on each wheel. Each one is 1,000 watts, and these are brushless gear motors. The range will really vary depending on how you use the bike. It's between 60 and 100 miles. You'll get the most out of it on pedal assist 1 pedaling. Pedaling on flat paved ground, that is. Because range is affected by road conditions. You're gonna get less on rough terrain if you're going off-roading, and it'll also be affected by the total weight on the bike. And this one can hold up to 350 pounds. I have amazing news. My mom finally used the motor on her e-bike. She assumed if she did that, the bike would just toss her off. So let me show you that it doesn't. First up is pedal assist 1, pedaling. Oh yeah, and I should probably say this is on gear 7. I'm really stuck on putting it on the hardest gear to pedal in, because with e-bikes, a lot of times you don't have to really play around with the gears. Now I'm gonna bump it up to pedal assist 5, pedaling. And here's pedal assist 1, throttle only. And this is pedal assist 5, throttle only. Yeah. Gear 7 was not the best choice for that, but I do it just to test it, because sometimes it's not that bad to start off on the hardest gear. But with this one, I would recommend starting on a lower. I would say it takes about a full turn before the motor kicks in. So gear 7 probably wasn't the best idea. So maybe I won't do that on a hill unless I have a running start. I don't think it's gonna work out. So on pedal assist 1, I'm really not getting that much assistance from the motor. At 2, I feel it a little bit more. On holy crap, the sun. That is blinding. It's really early in the morning and the sun's coming up. So on 2, I'm getting more assistance, but it's still a bit of a workout, especially on gear 7. And then once I bump it up into 3, it doesn't seem to matter what gear I have it in. It is easy or breezy. And the main reason for that is because this has a cadence sensor. So it just goes by how fast you're pedaling. It doesn't matter how hard you're pedaling. It doesn't react to that at all. It just is what it is. So here's a good example of what I mean by cadence sensor. So at first I'm pedaling a lot, and I get to a certain speed. I'm on pedal assist 3, and then once I get to that speed, I can kind of let off the pedaling a little bit and slow it down, and I'll still maintain that same speed.
Oh yeah, and I should probably mention that with this bike, for each pedal assist level, it caps the speed. So 1 being the lowest, and then 5 being the max speed.
So if you're just looking for an easy, breezy ride where the motor does a lot of the work for you, cadence sensor is the way to go. If you're looking for a bit more control over a bike, then that would be a torque sensor. However, torque sensors are more expensive. I am approaching the tallest hill in my area. I think it looks even taller on camera. Oh no. Maybe it is as tall as it looks. So there's a lady with a stroller walking by on top because there's a sidewalk up there. I'm gonna let her pass. I'm gonna start from a dead stop and go up this hill. I'm gonna put it on gear 1, pedal assist 1, and see if I can make it up this hill from a dead stop. Well, maybe not quite a dead stop because I do need a full turn of the pedals for the motor to kick in. Okay, it kicked in. Okay, so not from a dead stop. That's not gonna work. Pedal assist 5. Let's see if I can make it up this hill. Again, no, I am not comfortable. I am not comfortable doing that. I'm gonna need much more of a running start. I'm gonna attempt this one last time. Maybe if I come at it from an angle. Yes!
The Apex 50 is equipped with a 7-speed Shimano gear shift system, and I definitely needed to use it.
It's got suspension in the front, suspension in the back. The front one is adjustable, so here it is completely open for a more bouncy ride. And with the flip of the switch, I can lock in that front suspension and have a more rigid ride.
I definitely went with the bouncy ride for all of it, but especially when I took this off-road, it did pretty good out there, especially with these huge wheels and fat tires. The wheels are 26 inches in diameter, and then the tires are 4 inches wide. And I love fat tires because they can roll over anything and they give me a lot of stability.
You know what fat tires are really awesome for besides off-road? You see this? The difference? Well, back in the day when I was little, sometimes I lose my balance on that little crack depending on how bad it was. But with fat tires, you can just ride right on it and you don't feel like the bike's gonna slip.
I completely forgot to do a brake test, but the brakes are very good. These are hydraulic disc brakes. They use fluid to stop instead of a cable. My overall experience, I would say, was pretty positive. I love bikes with fat tires, especially these big wheels with fat tires. Dual motors are always nice, especially when you want to tackle tougher terrain. Dual suspension is a must for me. I'm definitely not a fan of bikes that only have it in the front. I also like how this came with extra goodies, especially the water bottle holder. Now I did have to make a decision between the bag for my phone and other little trinkets, but I'm in Florida and it's really hot right now, so water bottle holder, and I really like the big bag on the back. Normally I carry all my filming equipment in a backpack, and I loved not having to bring that and just putting everything into this bag. And one really important thing that I think a lot of companies overlook, the size of the LCD screen. It's huge, bright, colorful, and it was very clear to see. So next up, I'm gonna do my cheesy outro. After that, I'll go over what all the buttons do. I'll go a little bit into the menu. And finally, I'm gonna end the video by unboxing and assembling the bike.
Maybe not so much right now, but if I go like this, it kind of looks like I'm wearing a diaper. It is what it is at this point. The UV levels are getting really high. I have about 30 minutes to get home before I melt. But first, helmet head check, pretty good, right? If you're interested in the Andsky Apex 50, I'll have a link down below in the video's description. If there's any coupon codes, they'll be down there as well. So this one is $14.99, and if you want to bump it up to a 52 volt battery, then that one is $16.99. $200 more for 4 additional bolts. Okie dokie, you know what time it is if you've watched this channel before. It's cheesy outro time. Toodaloo-lee-loo.
To turn the bike on, you do need to first turn the key and then hold down the power button. And the screen goes a little bit crazy before it settles down. With the plus and minus buttons, you can adjust the pedal assist level. And this little foot right here, if you hold it down, this is walk mode. So this is when you just want to walk next to the bike. The motor will help you do that and it'll go fairly slowly. It's got lights in the front and in the back. You don't have to hold down the button, you just click it on and off. It's also got blinkers. They're not that visible during the day, but at night, this is what it looks like. Not my favorite style of blinker, but hey, it's got blinkers. To turn it off, you just move this to the center, and here is the right blinker. To get into the menu, you hold down the plus and minus buttons, and you'll see 01P is flashing. If you click on the eye down below, it'll start to flash, and here you can change it between miles and kilometers. To lock in that setting, click on that I button again, and it'll take you to the next one. Well, if you click the plus button. 02P has to do with the voltage. This is a 48 volt battery, so I'm just gonna leave it the way it was. 03P has to do with the different pedal assist levels. Like, you don't have to have it going 0 to 5. There's different options, and each one has a default setting which can be adjusted. So basically you can go with the default settings for the motor assistance, or you can create your own. 04P has to do with the wheel diameter. These are 26-inch wheels, but for whatever reason this was set to 29. As we move down further, I get a little more confused. 05P has to do with the number of speed sensor magnets, which is adjustable between 1 and 15 pieces. This goes all the way to 16P. I'm gonna stop right here at 06P. This is the speed cap, and as you can see, the fastest you can go is 32 miles per hour.
Motorcycle parts. So I'm guessing these are mirrors. Yep. I don't know if I'm gonna install the mirrors, but there's mirrors. Oh, cute. A little pump with different attachments. I'm guessing this is the charger. Yep. And I'm gonna flip it to the back in case you're interested in any of that information. Pedals. And I think they're plastic. Only this part is metal. Ugh, my least favorite tool in the history of mankind. I get it, it's very compact and everything, but I prefer when the little Allen keys are separate. And then we got some wrenches too. Oh, water bottle holder. These are rarely included. Zip ties. And finally, a manual. I'm not gonna need this, so let's begin. First up, I'm gonna install the fender and the light. The screw for that is right here, so I'm gonna remove it. I'm gonna skewer the light, skewer the fender, and put this through here.
Unfortunately, the screw was too short. I think it was for the previous version, so I ended up waiting for a longer screw, and here's what it looks like all assembled.
I'm gonna go ahead and attach the fender down here as well. So I have to pull out these screws and stick them back in. Next, I'm gonna install the handlebars. So I've loosened up these screws, that one a little too much. I'm gonna pull this way, tighten down these screws. There's one on the other side that you can't see, but I'm gonna tighten that as well. And then I'm gonna take out these 4 screws along with this piece and then stick the handlebars on there. I'm gonna put this piece back and screw it down. Over in the back here, it looks like the rear rack is partially attached. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this. The screws are already in the frame, so I'm gonna remove those on both sides. And hopefully everything lines up. It does not. A lot of times I have to use some serious force on these rear racks that are partially attached. I am not strong enough for this. Yeah, wait. I got it. It's going in. It's going in. It's going in. Now I get to do this on the other side. To remove the battery, which I'm going to do to flip the bike, I gotta flip it. Put the key in, turn it, and then it just pulls out. I normally don't flip them, but this has a motor on it, And when they have a motor, it's a lot easier when the bike is upside down. Over here, I gotta remove this. Or more like this piece right here. Get out. And then I also have to take out this giant bolt. The instructions on how to mount that front wheel are tragic. I've installed several wheels with motors on them in the past. So let's see if I can do this without any instructions at all. I'm removing everything that's on here. So first there's a nut, then there is a washer. I'm gonna try to keep everything in the same order. Then there's this piece right here and another washer, but with like a lip on it. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. It's exactly the same parts on the other side. I think the cable will need to go straight down like so. This looks like it's round, but it's actually flat on two sides, and it'll line up with this over here. So I'm thinking, just based on what I'm seeing, this washer right here with the little other side has to already be on there. I got the little lip facing out, so it goes into that groove. There we go. I don't know how well you can see that, but behind this thing, I have the washer with the lip facing this way. So then it looks like this piece goes on next, which means I gotta take out these screws here. Now I'm gonna take this piece, put it here, and screw it back down. And it's gonna be identical on the other side. Then there's a washer and the nuts. Definitely need to be tightened a lot more than that. All right, the wheel is on. Next, I gotta plug it in. I know you can't see, but there's an arrow on here, an arrow on here, so you line up the arrows and shove it in. And for this, I'm gonna use a zip tie. There's a little spot here, and then I just clip off the excess. I'm gonna put the pedals in next. There is a little sticker here that I'm peeling off currently, which tells you which direction they screw in, and the pedals are labeled on the bottom, which one's left and right. So the left one screws in counterclockwise, and then the right one screws in clockwise. So that's it. Normally I'd say I'll see you for the ride, but that's already happened. So I guess toodaloo. If you're interested in the Andsky Apex 50, I'll have a link down below in the video's description. And if I have any coupon codes, they'll be there as well. If they don't work, that means the code has already expired. If it's not even there, that means I never got one. So that's it. Bye. See you on the next one.